A quick adrenaline hit of Formula 1 action on a Saturday at Silverstone, and whether you're a fan of the new F1 sprint format or not, its first outing in Formula 1 certainly gave us a number of talking points going into Sunday's race. Fernando Alonso was rolling back the years with his sensational start that netted him a 7th place finish, while tyre blistering will give the teams nightmares overnight before the big race on Sunday, and Red Bull got a real taste of what it really means to have all or nothing in F1 sprints. This is the fallout from Saturday's session, and remember you can stay up to date with everything we do here at GPFans by hitting the subscribe button down below for the best news and views on Formula 1. Now that's done with, let's get into Saturday's talking points. And off the top, the most important one. Max Verstappen made F1 history by claiming victory in the first ever F1 sprint, and in the process captured pole position for Sunday's British Grand Prix. Now the pole represents the 8th of the Red Bull driver Verstappen's Formula 1 career, and his 4th in a row after that clean sweep of the recent triple header in the French, Styrian and Austrian Grand Prix. Even though the race, in inverted commas, lasted just 17 laps, or around about 30 minutes in total, it still provided excitement for a crowd of over 100,000 at Silverstone, with Verstappen striking yet another blow against 7-time world champion Lewis Hamilton's title hopes. Verstappen's win was sealed off the start-finish line because despite his left front brake catching fire as the cars waited to pull away, the Dutch driver made a cleaner start compared to the Mercedes of Hamilton, who had set the fastest time in qualifying for the event on Friday evening. Under the new rules, Verstappen claims 3 Drivers' World Championship points, while Hamilton only gets 2 for finishing second, and that means the Dutchman now has a 33-point cushion over the 7-time champion going into the main race. The biggest loser from the event was Sergio Perez, who had started 5th in his Red Bull only for a spin on lap 4 to send the Mexican driver hurtling towards the back of the field. The team eventually retired Perez's car with a lap remaining, and he will start from the back of the grid. Fernando Alonso made an incredible start on the soft tyre, with his extra grip allowing him to make up 6 places through the first few corners, but as expected, the rubber soon started to give way. The Spaniard and 2-time world champion was passed by Lando Norris and Daniel Ricciardo, with the McLaren duo starting 5th and 6th, with Alonso starting from 7th on Sunday after he gained 4 places in the F1 sprint. George Russell, however, is under investigation for a lap 1 collision with Ferrari's Carlos Sainz, and the Ferrari driver has dropped 2 places from 9th to 11th as it stands at the moment, with Esteban Ocon starting in 10th. So what does everybody think? Well, Lewis Hamilton has hailed the sprint weekend format as awesome and called for Formula 1 to do more like it in the future, despite missing out on that pole position for the British Grand Prix. I wish we could redo the start again, but luckily we have it again tomorrow, a clearly dejected Hamilton said. I don't know how it was to watch for the fans. I think this weekend has been awesome. It was such a fun day to have qualifying on a Friday. It was way more enjoyable. I don't know if that was the most exciting race or not, but we should do more like that. Maybe a different version of it, because it makes the weekend more enjoyable, I think. I need everyone to bring their energy tomorrow, and I will bring my A game. I gave it everything today. I want to give a lot of love to the fans. I can't tell you the energy that I'm getting from everyone. I am so sorry I wasn't able to get the win in sprint, but tomorrow we fight again. I hit target on my start. It is just not good when you lose from P1, but we try to turn a negative into a positive tomorrow. In the sprint, Verstappen broke the DRS activation gap after stealing the march on the Mercedes from the get-go, and Mercedes was stopped from getting a 10th British Grand Prix pole in a row. With Hamilton losing a point in the championship as well after 3 points were handed out to the winner of the sprint Verstappen and only 2 to the British driver for finishing second, he was asked if the small points difference was really that much of a negative or not. Every point counts, man, so I wouldn't say that. I'm grateful to have finished. Tomorrow we fight again, but they were just so strong. In the race, they were just pulling away and there was nothing I could do to hold on to him, so we've got to try and be in front somehow. They have done a great job on the engine. The starts are really great this year. We have lost a bit of performance on our starts, so we have got to work a bit harder to try to improve that. Losing positions is never a great thing. Meanwhile, Max Verstappen enjoyed a good fight with Lewis Hamilton to win F1's first ever sprint qualifying event at Silverstone on Saturday, but admitted he has concerns about a lack of straight line speed that could harm race pace itself when it comes to Sunday. Verstappen said, "Around here it's difficult to pass, but we had a good start and a good fight with Lewis in the first lap, and then we tried to do our own pace, but you could see we were pushing each other hard. You could see at the end of the race the tyres were blistering a lot, so we had to manage that to the end, but nevertheless happy to have scored those 3 points. It sounds a bit funny to then hear you scored a pole position, but anyway, we will take it, and I think it will be a really exciting battle tomorrow." So what are your predictions for Sunday's race? Lewis did look miserable in the post-race interviews as he was looking at the back of that Red Bull during the sprint race and probably wondering if his season is continuing to slip away. And who was your driver of the day for Saturday's sprint? We had Carlos Sainz's fight back, of course. We had George Russell staying in the top 10 despite that incident with Sainz. And then Fernando Alonso through the first few corners as well, launching himself up to 7th on the grid. Let us know in the comments section below. Tell us if you enjoyed this new format for qualifying. And of course, hit that subscribe button as well to stay with us throughout the British Grand Prix weekend and for the rest of the season here with GP Fans.